name's Angel Bell. I'm going to discuss the final piece, Tap. The piece shouted energetic. It shouted final performance. It shouted curtain raiser. This is why it was the curtain raiser. After this, we progressed to lining up and taking our bows. So let's delve on into what Tap meant for me. So the progression. Last year I felt very hard to understand the movement vocabulary. Tap had this whole other new world movement vocabulary. Within different styles you can have a pirouette in jazz, pirouette in ballet, pirouette in contemporary. They may be performed differently, but they're all the same move. Same as a triplet, you can have that in jazz, you can have it in contemporary. Same as a pas de bourrée, you can have that in commercial, jazz. You understand my point here, but in Tap there are this whole new movement vocabulary, all based on rhythmicality, timing, musicality, beats, all counts. It's quite a mathematical style, if you ask me. I found it very hard to take in at first, especially last year. Elise Adder-Scott, my teacher, described me as a natural tapper. Not that I could do every move, no, but that I found it quite natural to take in the counts and then try and replicate them on my feet. I feel like I've progressed so much with taking in this new movement vocabulary, and not just taking in the counts, but also what the movements are, what they're called, all these different things, and it's allowed me to become a better tapper. I believe the main interpretive skills was focus, and technical and interpretive timing, musicality, rhythmicality, as I said. We all had to be in unison, not by arms as a feature, but not even by the feet, but by the noise. It's different, it's an audible sound. Obviously, need to be in unison for arms, feet, but you can easily just tell by the sound. If you closed your eyes and see anything and all you could hear was the sound, you'd be able to tell if there was one person missing a beat. And that's crazy. It's a challenge. I had to be resilient, and I was, and it worked out. I believe I got all the movements. I just had to focus on the quality. What is being a tapper? How do I perform this? It was about getting low at some points and then getting high at other points, knowing when to transfer that weight, knowing the isolation of my feet disconnecting to the upper body, how to project outwards, how to use my whole body participation as my feet move underneath me. I like to compare it to ballet. You know, ballet most of the time, when you're doing tendus or you're doing exercises by the bar, your feet are doing something completely different to what your arms are doing. Your arms are doing first, second, up, and then you're doing like 8 tendus. It has that same feeling. And it's a challenge, but I enjoy that challenge. I enjoy taking that on, especially for performance experience. I believe a main part that I progressed in was this sequence that Lacey Gunn actually created, collaborating with the choreographer. I believe it was 2/8. And I really enjoyed learning it because I've never performed some of these moves before. It was fast-paced. There were strict arm movements coordinated with it, and it allowed for me to progress. Elise Adder-Scott gave me the target of not pointing my feet, because if you point your feet in tap, you're not going to get the sound. You need to relax, which is so abnormal. During this dance we had many different formations. At the beginning there were 2 lines, then it progressed into partner work, then we went to a V, then we went back to the 2 lines, back to the partner work, back to the V, back to a different 2 lines. There were lots of formations. The reason I mention this is because I had to be spatially aware of the levels, as there were different ups and downs with certain people, of the people around me changing within these formations, and of the angles that I'm looking in. I wanted to ensure that I was using everything that I had with my focus to the best of my capabilities. My partnership is with Jasmine Salter, and we performed together. I felt it very enjoyable, and Lee said, to interact with one another. I found it very enjoyable to interact. It allowed me to gain energy. This is a fun, loving piece. It was a fun, loving piece, and we wanted to show that artistic vision to the audience, and it was amazing to do so. We finished how we started, with a big bang. Yeah, and I believe that's all I have to say on this tap piece. I'm just overall really happy with it. I feel like I did a great job. I feel like I used my expressions, and I feel like I projected. I say goodbye to the audience in the best way possible, in an energetic, fun, loving environment.